Let's talk about the 9/11 plea deals with the military court. Does someone want to explain what the hell that was about? What is it with our federal government and our administrative agencies and our military? What has happened to retribution and not negotiating with terrorists? We had terrorists in custody since probably 2011, 2012. We haven't done anything. We haven't even started the trial. We're still in pretrial negotiations. You want to explain how that happens? We have a person who gets arrested for rape here in the United States, and they could get convicted in a week. But somebody who attacks our country and kills over 2,400 people gets to be in a cell in Guantanamo Bay for 11 years, getting 3 meals a day, and hasn't gone to trial yet. Something is completely outrageously wrong here. But you want to hear what's even worse? A plea agreement whereby these animals, these terrorists, these non-human beings get to stay alive on our dime and not be put to death for their wrongdoing. Who was the person that came up with this wonderful idea? I'd like to know. I'd like to know why they thought that that was a proper deal to make. Were they just too tired? Were they lazy? I don't know what it is, but if they were in front of me now, they'd have a lot of explaining to do. Good news, though, people. The first thing that I've ever heard Lloyd Austin do that was good since he's been made defense secretary under the Biden administration is he actually revoked this decision by the convening tribunal for this plea agreement. An interesting point, however, is, does he even have authority to do it? At this point, I don't really care. I'm just happy that that deal's off the table. What's very surprising to me, however, is that I saw online very mixed emotions from scholars, attorneys, and even family members regarding this plea agreement. Some vehemently opposed to it, as was I, not having anyone that I lost in 9/11, thank God. But some family members vehemently opposed, being insulted by the fact that the federal government would accept such an agreement to avoid putting these terrorists to death. While others basically found themselves even far emptier than they were from the initial loss of their loved ones, because now everything is back in limbo. And yes, while they may have wanted final retribution, to know that the persons that masterminded the deaths of their family members would finally be put to death, leaving this gaping wound open now is probably something that I can understand their frustrations about. But I'm still very angered at the fact that anyone in this administration, from at any level, high or low, would have even considered such a plea agreement. And it was at the point where they were about to sign and the military tribunal was going to sign off on it. That is something that I find hard to believe. I'd like your comments that you can enter below on the, when you just hit a comment line. I'd like to know what everybody else thinks about this and whether they know enough about the military courts and whether Lloyd Austin has any authority to actually revoke such a decision by the military tribunal. Thank you very much. Well, that was Rants by Dave for today. Let me know in the comments below if you enjoyed it. Throw some ideas my way of what you'd like to possibly hear me rant on. See you next week.